Buckle up because what you're about to hear might completely rewire how you think about modern SUVs forever. We're counting down 5 BYD SUVs that have earned a reputation so bulletproof, so stubbornly unbreakable, that owners don't browse dealerships for replacements, they browse for a second one. And I'm not throwing that claim around lightly. These aren't hype cycles dressed up in aggressive styling. These are SUVs engineered with a single, uncompromising mission burned into every bolt, every battery cell, and every line of code. Buy once, drive forever. No factory fresh breakdowns after year 3, no expensive electrical spirals, no engine anxiety at highway speed, just long-term, deeply satisfying ownership peace. Millions of these machines are already swallowing daily punishment across South Asia, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and environments so brutal that weak vehicles don't survive a single season. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why BYD isn't just competing with Toyota and Hyundai anymore. They're making those brands sit down and take notes. These SUVs combine fewer mechanical failure points, military-tested battery technology, overbuilt drivetrains, and a platform philosophy that treats long-term reliability as the headline feature, not an afterthought buried in the brochure. So if you're exhausted by crossovers that feel premium at launch and fragile by year 4, hit that subscribe button, settle in, and let's go straight to number 5. Number 5, BYD Yuan Up. At number 5 sits the BYD Yuan Up, and on first impression, you might dismiss this as a compact entry-level offering from BYD's growing lineup. That would be a mistake, because underneath that sharp, almost aggressive exterior is a platform built with a discipline that most compact SUVs completely ignore. The Yuan Up runs on BYD's latest E-Platform 3.0, and that architecture is not a marketing term. It's a foundation engineered for both structural rigidity and long-term electrical health. The platform distributes load evenly, minimizes stress concentration points, and is designed to age without developing the creaks, rattles, and flex that slowly destroy lesser vehicles. This is a body structure that was built with decade-long ownership in mind, not just the showroom moment. But what truly sets the Yuan Up apart in a reliability conversation is its powertrain. It runs BYD's Blade battery, and if you don't know what that means yet, let me tell you why it changes everything. The Blade battery is a lithium iron phosphate cell architecture that does not use cobalt, the element responsible for thermal runaway in most competing EVs. This battery doesn't just charge and discharge, it endures. It handles heat, it handles cold, and it handles years of cycling without the kind of capacity fade that kills range and ownership confidence in rival electric SUVs. Owners report that after years of daily charging and driving, the Yuan Up's battery still delivers consistent range. No sudden degradation surprises, no warning lights that turn a commute into a crisis, and with fewer moving parts than any combustion SUV on this list, there are simply fewer components capable of failing. Less failure points equal longer life. That's not a theory, that's engineering math. Inside, the Yuan Up feels deliberately solid. The fit is tight, the materials don't flex under pressure, the seats maintain their structure under long-term use. This is a cabin that was designed to age slowly, and that matters more than most buyers realize until year 5 or 6 when rivals start squeaking. So don't let the compact footprint fool you. The BYD Yuan Up is an ownership machine designed to outlast your loan, your next job change, and probably your patience with anything else on the market. Stick around because number 4 takes reliability to a completely different dimension, the kind forged in long-distance punishment and hybrid engineering genius. Number 4. BYD Atto 3. Sliding into number 4 is the BYD Atto 3, also known in some markets as the Yuan Plus. And this SUV represents BYD's first serious global statement. Not just about electric vehicles, about lasting ones. The Atto 3 is built on the same E-Platform 3.0 that underpins BYD's wider EV family, but this is where the execution really shines. The platform integrates battery, motor, and control systems into a unified architecture that eliminates the fragile interface points where most EV problems actually begin. When components talk to each other cleanly and consistently, the system stays healthy longer. BYD understood that. The Atto 3 was engineered with that principle at its core. Under the hood, or more accurately, beneath the floor, the Atto 3 houses a Blade battery pack paired with a permanent magnet synchronous motor. And here's what makes that combination special for long-term ownership. Permanent magnet motors have no brushes, no wear components, and no mechanical degradation path. They don't age the way combustion engines do. They don't accumulate internal damage the way gearboxes do. They deliver the same performance on day 1000 as they did on day 1. Owners across Southeast Asia and the Middle East who've logged serious kilometers on the Atto 3 consistently report one thing: it just doesn't give them problems. No check engine anxiety, no mysterious vibrations at speed, no cooling system drama during peak summer heat. The thermal management system built around that blade battery keeps temperatures in the safe zone even under sustained load, which means the battery lives longer, the motor stays healthier, and you stay calmer. The suspension on the Atto 3 is another quiet win. It's tuned for comfort but built for durability. The components aren't exotic, they're proven, replaceable, and sized to handle real-world abuse rather than just test-track smoothness. Bushings hold their alignment, dampers stay consistent. Inside, the rotary-inspired design might look theatrical, but the core components are grounded. Panels sit flush, storage areas stay functional, seating holds its form. This is a cabin that doesn't develop an identity crisis after 3 years of family use. If you want an electric SUV that earns trust through accumulation rather than launch day excitement, the BYD Atto 3 is quietly, confidently earning that reputation every single day. Now, number 3 proves you don't need to go fully electric to own something truly indestructible. Number 3. BYD Song Pro DMI. At number 3 sits the BYD Song Pro DMI, and this SUV is a reliability argument dressed as a family car. No theatrics, no overpromises, just a plug-in hybrid system so intelligently engineered that the question of breaking down feels almost irrelevant. The DMI stands for Dual Mode Intelligent, and the philosophy behind it is exactly what long-term owners dream about. Instead of stressing either the electric motor or the combustion engine, BYD designed this system so the Atkinson Cycle 1.5-liter engine operates primarily as a generator for most driving conditions. The electric motor does the heavy lifting, the engine barely breaks a sweat, and a powertrain that's never stressed is a powertrain that never fails. That philosophy translates to something extraordinary in real-world ownership. Owners running the Song Pro DMI on daily commutes report that the combustion engine sometimes barely accumulates the mileage it would in a traditional hybrid because the battery handles so much of the load. Less combustion cycles mean less wear. Less wear means longer life. It's almost unfair to other powertrains. The blade battery in this application is smaller than in the pure EV siblings, but it's no less robust. It handles daily charge cycles without the thermal stress that shortens battery life in competing hybrid systems. The thermal management is tight, the chemistry is stable, and the cell architecture is designed to absorb thousands of partial cycles without significant degradation. What really earns the Song Pro DMI its place on this list is the simplicity underneath the intelligence. The transmission is a single-speed unit with minimal mechanical complexity. Fewer gears, fewer clutch packs, fewer failure opportunities. Traditional automatic transmissions have hundreds of moving parts. The Song Pro's drivetrain philosophy aggressively reduces that number, and every reduction is a point where something can no longer go wrong. Inside, the Song Pro is thoughtfully built. The materials feel considered. Nothing rattles at speed, nothing flexes under a firm hand. The cabin was designed with the understanding that reliability is felt as much as it's measured. If your definition of never breaks down includes a vehicle that protects both its electric and mechanical systems through intelligent load management, the BYD Song Pro DMI doesn't just deserve this spot, it redefines what hybrid durability actually looks like. Number 2 brings that same toughness, but scales it into a flagship with enough presence to make every other SUV in the parking lot feel slightly nervous. Number 2, BYD Tang. Coming in at number 2 is the BYD Tang, and this is where BYD stopped playing it modest and built something that commands a road. The Tang is BYD's flagship SUV, a 7-seater built on a platform that doesn't cut corners because BYD knew the world would be watching. The body structure uses high-strength steel with reinforced mounting points throughout. This isn't a platform designed for one generation, it's designed to form the structural backbone of BYD's most trusted vehicles for years to come. And that kind of investment in architecture translates directly into long-term rigidity, crash protection, and structural integrity that doesn't age away. In its DMI and pure EV versions, the Tang deploys dual electric motors paired with a Blade battery pack that delivers both performance and durability in a combination that feels almost contradictory until you drive it. Over 500 kilometers of range, four-wheel drive traction through an electronic twin-motor system with zero mechanical center differential to wear out. That's a critical point. Traditional AWD systems wear, they leak, they fail in extreme cold and extreme heat. The Tang's electric AWD has no such mechanical vulnerability. Under sustained load, towing, full passenger capacity, extended mountain driving, the Tang's thermal management system stays composed. BYD over-engineered the cooling architecture across both battery and motor systems. Heat is the enemy of longevity. The Tang was built to defeat it consistently, not occasionally, and owners across regions where ambient temperatures punish vehicles daily confirm that it delivers exactly that. Inside, the Tang wraps you in a premium experience that doesn't feel fragile. The second and third rows maintain their structural feel after years of use. The dashboard doesn't develop the microflex that turns expensive interiors into expensive embarrassments. Screens are mounted with intent, audio components are properly anchored. This is a cabin that was built by engineers who understood that interior reliability is part of the overall reliability story. But the real reason the Tang earns this position is brand confidence. BYD put their best engineering on this vehicle because it carries their name most visibly, and vehicles that carry reputation-level scrutiny tend to be built with a margin of quality that protects that reputation. The Tang benefits from that scrutiny. It was never allowed to be merely adequate. If you want a 7-seat flagship that handles everything from school runs to long-distance mountain drives without a single moment of doubt, the BYD Tang is built to be exactly that, for a very long time. And now, number 1. The SUV that doesn't just earn the phrase, buy once, drive forever, it was literally engineered around it. Number 1. BYD Song Plus DMI. At number 1 stands the BYD Song Plus DMI, and this is the vehicle that tells you everything about what BYD truly believes in when all the flashy press releases are set aside. This is not BYD's most expensive SUV, it's not their most aggressive, but it is, by an enormous margin, their most trusted. And trust built through real-world ownership at scale is worth more than any feature sheet in the industry. The Song Plus DMI is the best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV on the planet, not in China, on the planet. That number didn't happen through clever marketing, it happened because real owners drove it hard, drove it long, and came back to tell other people it never let them down. The platform is evolved but disciplined, high-strength body construction with a rigidity that translates into road feel that doesn't soften with age. The vehicle structure stays tight. That tightness is one of the most underrated reliability indicators in any SUV. The DMI powertrain in the Song Plus is the version that started the conversation about BYD's genius. The 1.5-liter Atkinson engine barely ages because it barely works. The electric motor manages the vast majority of real-world driving demand. The battery handles city traffic with zero combustion involvement. What that means over a decade of ownership is a combustion engine that accumulates wear at a fraction of the rate of any comparable petrol or traditional hybrid SUV. Blade battery cells here are proven across millions of units. Not theoretical, not laboratory tested, proven through millions of real owners in real conditions across real years. The cell chemistry is stable, the capacity retention is exceptional, the thermal management keeps everything inside safe operating margins even when the sun is brutal and the traffic is unforgiving. Maintenance costs on the Song Plus DMI are strikingly low. Brake pads last significantly longer because regenerative braking handles most deceleration. Oil changes are infrequent because the engine runs gently and sparingly. Transmission fluid changes are nearly eliminated because the single-speed drivetrain has so little to service. This is what buy once, drive forever actually costs you over time. Less. Considerably, consistently, surprisingly less. And the ownership confidence that comes from never dreading the next service bill is its own kind of long-term reliability, emotionally and financially. Inside, the Song Plus feels lived in the best way possible. It's not trying to impress you on day 1 at the cost of day 1,000. The materials are honest, the construction is tight, the seats hold their shape, the cabin stays quiet. This is a vehicle designed by people who imagined an owner sitting in it 5 years from now and still feeling good about their decision. The BYD Song Plus DMI doesn't beg for your admiration, it earns your loyalty, quietly, reliably, and permanently.
That is why it sits at number 1. That is why it carries this list on its shoulders, and that is exactly what Drive Forever looks like when it's done right. So, here we are. 5 BYD SUVs built around the idea that the vehicle you buy today should still be the vehicle you trust a decade from now. Now, I want to hear from you. If you had to pick just one of these 5 to buy today and keep for the next 15 years, which one are you choosing? Drop your pick in the comments and tell me why. If this list changed how you see BYD, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people discover what this brand is actually building. Subscribe to Atto Cars for honest, no-filter deep dives into the vehicles that are quietly reshaping what reliability means in the modern automotive world. And remember, the best SUV isn't the one with the loudest badge, the heaviest marketing budget, or the most Instagram-worthy grille. It's the one that's still starting first try on a cold morning 10 years after you drove it home.